Weapons block adjacent enemies' abilities to perform attacks with ranged weapons. Pistols and shotguns are an exception to this rule. Those can be fired at point blank range. So if they have long range weapons and I rush them, then they can't use them anymore. So I want to get my physical guys in fast. Interesting.
Compromise my principles.
As I run away. I can't buff him for some reason.
On it.
Got him.
What suspiciously poor timing for such an accident. Servitors malfunction on the officer's deck at exactly the same moment when the rogue trader and her heirs are gathered here. I have blocked all passages between the upper and lower sectors of the residential decks. If this is a deliberate attack, it should stop the culprits from advancing their plan.
A piece of technology used to communicate over short distances or to record sound. Cool. This guy's a badass. Uh-oh. Oh, okay. Talk to Theodora von Valancius.
I'm afraid I must remain here. For Lady Theodora's safety, I have to oversee the execution of these orders personally. I hope you will have no difficulty reaching the observation platform on your own. It is just at the end of this corridor.
How do I do a new save? This is my old save, right? Iron arms don't stack. Got it. I have trouble, like, I want to be able to move my character and see, like, on Fire Emblem you can do that. It'd be nice to be able to see, like, my range. I feel like I'm guessing and checking. I'm dumb. How do I save? Like, if I do this, will it make a new save or will it save over the old one? The top one is the new save. All right, and these will just keep auto-saving over each other, right? Okay, and this is the original save I made. Okay. All right, there's a bunch of stuff I want to look at in this room. These windows look into the next room, not outside the void ship. You cannot make out anything through the cloudy glass, only the weak light filtering through from that side. Can't even talk to these guys. Alright, so he said I need to go north. Or he said down the hall? I think he meant north? I don't know. It must be because I don't think I can go through here. Do I have a compass? How do I tell north? A violet alloy, which upon closer examination turns out to be a handcrafted object. Symbols carved with a primitive tool are visible on the surface. What? There will never be directions like north and south. Okay. But I can't go this way, so it's pretty obvious. Your lordship. Alright, this is the door, so I came through here, so I have to go this way. Okay, got it. The wires in the servitor's head are still smoldering. It would seem the cause of this malfunction was the short-circuiting of the motive force. Tarantula sentry gun, constructed with the blessing of the Adeptus Mechanicus, using a standard template construct in the manufacturums of Kiava Gamma. Lemon Rust battle tank, reclaimed and restored by the grace of the God Emperor, the first to breach the capital walls during the pacification of Vortes Chan. Can I, like, interact with their bodies? No.
Let us not dawdle.
Well, I'll dawdle. A black shard resembling obsidian. If you look closely, you can discern a strange, barely perceptible glow inside the artifact. A massive golden amalgam interspersed with sparkling particles. The crew member is hard at work, bowing his head in fear and avoiding even looking at you. This exhibit is unfinished. Another symbol of House von Valancius's valor will be displayed here at some point in the future. The battle tower is coming soon. The stone on the pedestal is no doubt solid, but its surface shimmers and changes hue, as if someone has captured a piece of turbulent sea within the rock. Whoa. That's cool. Bunch of rocks. A strange object that resembles sea coral. The porous surface is pitted, a sign that it has been underwater. A gray-green crystal with white veins. A low hum can be heard coming from the artifact. Kunrad Voitvir has decided to remain at the scene of the servitor incident to personally investigate the cause. Theodora von Valancius is at the orrery. She must not be kept waiting. Orrery. Well, who knows where that is. The music is awesome. The graphics are great. I love the kind of slightly cartoony style, but like, it looks good from a distance. It looks like I'm playing with miniatures. There will be bodies you can loot later. Yeah, I just click on the NPCs, and then if they don't say something new, if this doesn't move, then I just ignore them. I feel like that's a decent way to play. So like, go over to the servant, remember hard at work. See, that's a new one. If I see you raise your head again... Oh, no. We saw that before. The Grand Voidship Temple occupies the entire space below the officer's deck and is lit by countless candles and lumens. This guy's okay? As you approach something and the servitor's body begins to hum as if in response to your presence. Okay, we heard that before, but I'm glad he's not trying to kill me. Jocasta Sourback. Heyo. Anyone who thinks of following Krant's example will end up in solitary or like Krant himself. Speaking of which, his remains still need to be scrubbed from the bulkhead. You will take care of that when we're done here, understand? This guy's so angry. Master at Arms. I am proud to see that I have raised a worthy successor. Do not hesitate to go hard on them, Jocasta. They're praying. May his will strengthen the heart? Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yeah, there's a bunch of people that don't do anything. And then they just repeat the dialogue, which is fine. Makes the game feel lived in. I beg your pardon, your lordship. After the incident with the servitor, the passage is closed to everyone until the arch-militant says otherwise. Arch-militant? Yes, we're not going that way. You go this way. I think they both end up going to the same place. This one has a bunch of people on it, though. Lifts carrying people around the decks move with a loud grinding noise. This is so cool. I'm so incredibly engrossed and immersed in this. Look at those cool-ass cathedral elevators. That's dumb enough that I love it. Like, at any point you could be like, man, this is so dumb and over the top, but it's all fucking awesome. It takes itself just seriously enough that it doesn't take itself seriously. It's just like the perfect balance. Look at that guy. Looks like I can't observe them. Oh. Monument dedicated to the Von Valancius dynasty's acquisition of the Warrant of Trade, a symbol of the power and special role of the rogue trader in the service of the Imperium. So that's when they are getting handed it. So this guy's the rogue trader. And then this is, who's this? This is the big guy.
Keep your wits about you.
I'm guessing they're gonna have like a unique name if they say something. I'm guessing if they have the same names, they just give the same generic stuff. Maybe they'll give a different one in different chapters. Is there like a way to turn to like caps lock shift on? Or do I have to hold it? It'd be nice to just like click it to turn it on and off. I know Baldur's Gate had that. It doesn't look like I can. It doesn't look like you can. I need a mod for that. I would definitely like to get that mod. Because I'm already like... I just feel like that's way better. Because then I can click everything I want to click and then turn it back off. Can I save right here? There's a Nexus mod. Is it easy to install mods? Yeah, help me do that tomorrow maybe. You can quick save with F5. Thank you. All right. There's some technomats. There's a whole. This place is huge. It's like hard to explore. There's so much. There's so much. And if I'm not close enough, I can't even like see everything. These guys seem like they're having an argument.
That is simply irrational, Lady Theodora. Assimilation into the trade structure would be political and economic suicide. Practically an admission of
Well, I guess I don't get to explore anymore. That's Lady Theodora. What is Sin Skin? Wait, she wants to assimilate into the trade structure? What does that mean? She looks like a badass though. I like her hair.
Then suggest an alternative that will satisfy me. I have described the situation. No worse than my seneschal could have done. Make a decision. What will you do with Ion 6, Edelthrad?
Your first impression of Edelthrad, who appears to be about 30 years old, is of parchment-like skin stretched over a tightly bundled mass of sinew, implants, and bone. The nervously twitching fingers, the face twisted by a slight tic, and the jerky movements are all signs of some illness or defect that has taken over his physical form. Which one is he? This one? Replacements for damaged or diseased parts of the body, which improve on the abilities and powers of the human body, and even extend life. All members of the Adeptus Mechanicus replace their impure flesh with sacred technology. But for most others, a bionic replacement is more often a necessity due to an injury or occupation. I like her cloak. In stark contrast to Edelthrad, Theodora von Valancius's features appear as if they were carved from marble, eternal and indestructible. Head raised high, proud posture, hands clasped casually behind her back. Everything seems to emphasize the difference in status between her and Edelthrad. Next to the two of them, you see two more men. One is a gray-haired officer of impeccable bearing who is studying the contents of his data slate, similar to a tablet computer. The other is a behemoth bristling with holsters and baldricks containing all manners of weapons.
Our second candidate has joined us. Approach and give me your answer.
The dry female voice and the powerful feeling of being watched force you to look at Theodora. The rogue trader is looking straight at you, and her gaze, like herself, is predatory and oppressive. The writing's really good. Look at that, she's just casually got her hand in her pocket like that. She's hot. What a badass. I really like her. She's probably gonna die.
Consider this hypothetical situation. Ion 6. A new world on the fringes of the Coronus expanse. High seismic activity, regular magma eruptions, metamorphic rock deposits, prospects for large-scale mining. The world is populated by natives who worship some heretical underworld spirits that protect those who offer them sacrifices. Flights of fancy, you might say, but attempts to install ore extractors have failed for the second time. The mining crews sent to the planet's surface simply vanished overnight. My question to you is, what would you do with this poisoned treasure?
Your character's skills reflect their knowledge and capabilities. Some dialogues automatically initiate passive skill tests. If such a test succeeds, new information will be revealed or a hidden dialogue option will unlock. If your character is traveling with allies, the party member with the highest score in the applicable skill is selected for each given passive skill test. Lore Xenos succeeded. Those spirits could well be the natives' name for dangerous aliens. I would first verify if that is indeed the case and if the population of Ion 6 engages in Xeno worship. Warp. There are ways to confirm whether what is happening on Ion 6 is witchcraft or not. It might cost several psychers to do so, but it will give us the answer. I believe I could use my personal abilities to ascertain whether there was sorcery on Ion 6, but it would require going down to the surface in person. These reports of spirits certainly sound like evidence of heresy. However, I would put my interests first. No matter what means I would have to use, the riches of Ion 6 would be mine. Ion 6 must be purged. For the good of the Imperium, I shall exterminate the heretical beliefs and otherworldly powers that rule the native apostates. I do not know. The IQ drop there. Dangerous aliens. Xeno worship, that's fucked up.
Reasonable and prudent. However, chasing after ethereal creatures may prove a rather long and fruitless endeavor.
Auntie.
Apart from Xenos, an untrodden planet might be teeming with myriad horrors that are far more dangerous and difficult to eradicate. I suspect that you are simply unaware of their existence.
He doesn't even get a portrait. Fuck you, Edelfart. Xenos, a term used within the Imperium to refer to aliens. Xenos threats beyond number surround the Imperium on every side. Most threatening by far are the Xenos species whose territorial empires span star systems and whose borders clash violently with those of the Imperium. Rogue traders and a few other individuals have the authority to make peaceful contact with Xenos for trade, temporary alliance, or even to hire them as mercenaries. This is fucking awesome. I love this game already so much. This is so cool. What a great introduction to this series. I give a straight answer to a simple question, which, as I understand, was still more than you could do, Edelthrad. Get wrecked! We are both servants of the God Emperor and Lady Theodora. Does it become anyone of our status to engage in petty feuds? I find your tone most disagreeable, Edelthrad. You will kindly alter the manner in which you address me, or else you will live to regret the consequences. Shut your mouth, Edelthrad, before I decide to shut it for you. The last choice is always the stupid one. I think I want to go for number 1. This one's like too ass-sucky. I don't want to suck up to Lady Theodora. Like, I love the God Emperor, but I'm not here to suck up to Lady Theodora. I like this one. It's like cutting and mean. I like this one.
Insolent, ignorant upstart. How dare you?
The color drains from Edelthrad's face, which distorts his features further. Get wrecked.
Edelthrad, I believe I gave you an assignment on this ship. Explain to me then why my senior congregator is still dawdling about the officer's deck, instead of proceeding to the middle decks to commence the inspection of the compartments in his purview.
I beg your forgiveness, Lady Theodora. Your presence has such a profound effect on me that I well forgot the time.
I'm so into this. This is incredible. Edelthrad bows ceremoniously and takes his leave without sparing you another look. Your presence has such a profound effect on me. What the fuck does that mean? Can I explore more? I was having fun.
So, why are you here?
Theodora's gaze follows him as he leaves, then she turns to you. Was it not you who sent for me? There are questions that I wish to have answered. I do not know just yet. I hope you will clarify that.
You have ceded the opening that was offered to you in a woeful display of meekness. Admittedly, this tendency is equally strong in all who toil in the Emperor's
Oh, she's mad at me.
service. Immutable hierarchy, absolute obedience, lickspittlery, compulsion to please.
Lickspittlery.
I value none of these things. From the moment my envoys came for you, the terms of your existence changed.
Dude, you asked me a stupid question, you got a stupid answer, okay? You said, what have you come here for? I gave you an opportunity to express yourself. You fucking called me here. I'm not being subservient. Surely the hypothetical question that she posed to you will never come up again. Hee hee.
My name is Theodora von Valancius Massimo of Scaris. I am a rogue trader in the service of the God Emperor of humanity. And my rights and freedoms are vindicated by a most sacred relic. The warrant of trade, kept aboard this very vessel. Mine is the honor to venture into the darkness, beyond the Imperium, and carry humanity's light where powers wicked and heretical reign, and bow death and ruin to us all.
This scene was unvoiced before 1.3. I'm glad I'm playing it now. This shit's awesome.
It is my decision alone to determine the fate of whatever I find past the bounds of the explored void. Every world I discover, along with all there is to find thereon, resources, people, riches, and mysteries, is mine by right. I command millions of lives, rule over numerous planets, and possess fortunes that no planetary governor or commander could dream of amassing. And you are one of those with von Valancius blood in their veins and a rightful claim to this inheritance when the hour comes.
I wonder when that's gonna happen. It's not like she's gonna die and then I'm gonna become the new rogue trader. That would never happen, right? That would never happen. I am ready to take on this sacred purpose. It is all too sudden for me. One of. Does this mean there are other heirs?
Oh, yes. You would be, wouldn't you? The question is...
The question
am I ready
is...
to choose you over the rest? You came aboard hours before the warp jump, and have not yet distinguished yourself in any way. As things currently stand, I have doubts that you are suitable for the role of rogue trader. Bloodright alone is not enough to earn the high honor of becoming the bearer of a warrant of trade. Nonetheless, your abilities and talents may yet prove useful. If not for the role of Lord Captain, then for that of their closest ally. Alas, even those responsibilities can at times be too challenging for those who share your blood. Kunrad Voitvir served me for many years before he made his mistake.
Mistake? Theodora sighs and looks away pensively for a brief moment. One of? Does this mean there are other heirs? That's still here, so I'm assuming I need to answer this. Did I hear you correctly? The Master of Whispers is related to you.
Naturally. Some have yet to arrive on board, but you have had the pleasure of meeting one of them. Edelthrad may be somewhat disconcerted by the scale of the responsibilities that may potentially fall upon his shoulders. However, I have a good feeling about him as a candidate.
If you are satisfied with Edelthrad, then what sense is there in having this conversation? Why are you wasting your time on me? That seems like something she'll get pissed about. Did I hear you correctly? The Master of Whispers is related to you. Thank you for clarifying. May I ask my questions now?
His kinship to me is most distant, as is yours. Nonetheless, he does bear the name von Valancius.
I like her
if
lisp.
he avoids using it publicly, and as such, strictly speaking, can be considered my heir. That door, however, is closed to him. Voigtvir's performance in his current role is satisfactory. Or it used to be, at least.
Uh-oh, he doesn't have a portrait. If you're satisfied with Edelthrad, then what sense is there in having this conversation with me?
Impatience. I am rather fond of impatient people. They are not as quick to resign themselves to circumstance and more eager to show initiative. Even if I do choose Edelthrad as my successor, I will still require loyal advisors. The skills and knowledge you acquired in your former life may prove invaluable here, in the Coronis Expanse. It says in your profile that you bear the brand of sorcery, albeit sanctioned sorcery that is permitted in the service of the Imperium. I am accustomed to the presence of psychers at my side. More than that, I value their unique abilities highly. Perhaps that is why I am so intrigued by Edelthrad's candidacy. A rogue trader psyker could achieve great things indeed. However, psychers are fragile creatures, and as such I would rather have a replacement standing ready in the event that something happens to Edelthrad.
What could possibly happen to him? I love this game. This is so amazing. Like, the combat and stuff is fine, whatever, it's tactics. I'm sure I'm gonna love it, but just the art style, just listening to the story, the lore, oh man, I'm never gonna have this experience again with 40K, because like this is my first time. Oh my god, it's just pure enjoyment. An individual of any intelligent species who possesses some degree of psychic ability or powers. All psychers draw their powers from the extra-dimensional realm known as the Warp. As such, psychers, particularly human ones, are often at risk of possession by demonic entities, insanity, and ultimate corruption by the ruinous powers.
Moreover,
The game's so
even
confident in
changing
what
your
it wants to
family
be.
name will not rid you of the fame you previously garnered. I hope it will also help you bring glory to the von Valancius dynasty, to which you now belong.
Your illustrious glory made you famous far beyond the bounds of your home system. Thank you for clarifying. May I ask my questions now?
I have some time before the navigator gives the signal to initiate the void ship's translation out of the warp, and my presence is required on the bridge.
The vox affix to Theodora's attire suddenly comes to life, but all you can hear is an unintelligible noise. Theodora winces, shuts off the transmission, and gives you an imperious nod. Okay, what is a VOD? I don't know what does it look like? It's just like a thing in her head? I want to look this up. 40K vox. It's like a radio? The Voxcaster, sometimes referred to as a comlink, is an Imperial radio communications transceiver. Huh. She doesn't have anything on her body that's that big. A Vox is literally like a walkie-talkie. She must have, maybe it's that thing on the side of her head. Yeah, World War II soldier radios, yeah. Okay, I'm not gonna finish this chapter anytime soon, like this mission anytime soon, so I'm gonna like finish this dialogue and then I'm gonna save and go to bed, because it's already 1 a.m. A sanctioned noble mutant whose genes allow them to safely guide a warp-capable void scent through the warp. What is this, Dune? All navigators have a third eye on their foreheads, which enables them to guide void ships through the warp. Without the navigators, there simply would not be an Imperium of man, for traveling between all but the very closest star systems would be too onerous and dangerous. Like, it's inspired by Dune, right? Are you gonna play tomorrow? Yeah, like a lot. Warp, an alternate dimension of pure energy and madness existing as a mirror to real space, also known as the Immaterium, the Empyrean, the Aether, the Sea of Souls, or Warp Space. It is the source of all psychic powers and home dimension of the powerful entities known as the Chaos Gods and their respective demons. The warp also functions as the medium for faster-than-light interstellar travel for humanity and is rumored by many species to be the final place of the spirits of the dead. It's hell. Okay. Navigator, translation. What are these things you speak of?
Sometimes I forget that people without direct access to a ship's bridge may not know the first thing about how a void ship travels between the stars.
Really making myself look good here.
Vessels such as this one are capable of leaving real space and traversing into the warp, an otherworldly dimension of cruel and unthinkable forces. By entering it under the protection of the Gellerfield, we shorten the route to our destination.
I like how that doesn't have an encyclopedia entry.
That would require hundreds of years in a matter of weeks instead. Sometimes in days or even hours. That is how humanity spread across the galaxy. That is how we were able to build the Imperium, which spans millions of stars.
An incident took place on the officer's deck. Some servitors went berserk and attacked the crew.
Is that so? Perhaps the technomats were careless during maintenance. Or it could be the warp playing tricks on us in spite of the Gellerfield. Or perhaps there is something to all the stories about the ship being possessed after all.
Theodora laughs nonchalantly. She like just doesn't give a fuck that her people are dying. Is this the ship I made? Is this the Void Treader? Am I on that ship? I guess I don't even know what ship I'm on. Yes, my heir of a powerful dynasty. This is how ships travel. They need to introduce stuff to people like me, fish out of water. It's fine. It is a conceit that is totally acceptable. It is totally acceptable. There's no way this character wouldn't know that, but that's not the point. It's not like she's actually literally saying that. That's outside the story. That's fourth wall right there. Continue.
Lady Theodora.
Oh, he's got a
For the
portrait.
God Emperor's sake, surely you do not intend to start repeating idle rumors spread about by uneducated riffraff.
The gray-haired officer gives the rogue trader a look of cautious disapproval. Abelard.
Enough, Abelard.
Abelard?
Such hearsay amuses me. Idira eagerly retells me everything she learns from the whispers of her unseen advisors. This ship is thousands of years old. It has enough hidden nooks, malfunctioning cogitators, and unused compartments to make ignorant folks speak of specters dwelling inside the bulkheads and plotting against those who yet live.
The ship is thousands of years old. It's basically a country. Where is your ship headed?
The Rykad system, the domain of rogue trader Winterscale, one of my peers and rivals. Besides me, 2 other rogue traders exist in the Coronis Expanse, and each of them possesses resources comparable to mine. Perhaps you will one day assist House von Valancius in surpassing both of them in affluence and splendor.
Like, not kidding, even Theodora doesn't know what kinds of things might be hidden in the lower decks. Like, people just don't go there? How? It's that big? Coronis Expanse, a scattered, poorly explored region on the frontier of the Imperium, full of fearsome Xenos treasure heathen worlds, and the echoes of ancient doom. A scattered collection of a few young colonies of the Imperium, the Coronis Expanse possesses virtually untapped natural wealth, and its war space is treacherous and unexplored. While rogue traders vie with one another for both known and hidden resources as they strive to build their protectorates, pirates, Xenos, and servants of the dark gods terrorize the Expanse, eager to cast fear and destruction upon humanity.
I set the course for Rykad on the demand for a very specific reason. Perhaps I shall yet apprise you of the purpose for this voyage, but now is not the time.
Theodora grimaces. She gives you a stern look, then shrugs. Many of them have never left the ship. Oh, that's fine. I'm just saying the size of the ship and the areas they don't know what it is. There's clans on board the ship, and in the lower decks, they have seen a rogue trader like hundreds of years ago once and told their grandchild about it. Okay, so I came from a different ship, right? Like I wasn't born here, right? What are my current responsibilities? Gracious Lord Captain, surely there are ways I can prove myself a worthy heir. Fuck that one. I have no more questions.
Observe, learn, absorb. It will take time for you to find your bearings aboard this vessel and in your new position. Eventually, I will find a post that suits you as I did for Ethelthrad. Until that time comes, consider yourself my aid.
You came from somewhere else. As a sanctioned psyker, you might even come straight from Terra itself. Cool. Okay, can I skip this one safely? Because he's sucking up to her. I don't want to do that. But it also seems like it might have good information. Is it totally okay to skip these kinds of dialogues? I kind of want to hear what I kind of want to hear what they say though. I don't know. Cuz I could see this being read in multiple ways, but I have no more questions.
In that case, I shall head to... Disturbances reported on the adjacent decks. Seneschal, if the need arises, protect the new blood. It is possible that the chance to prove your worth may present itself sooner than you may have anticipated.
Theodora's Vox awakens once more. This time, you pick up shouting. The Lord Captain freezes, listening to the Voxcast. Then, nods and draws her weapon. She glances at you. Oh boy. I didn't get to finish exploring this area. Fuck. Holy shit! Are those terrorists? What's happening?
I'll make an example out of you!
Your Emperor won't save you!
All combatants act in turns, and their order is determined by an initiative roll. The order of turns is displayed on the left side of the screen from bottom to top. The character at the very bottom goes first, then the ones above them, and so on. Oh, okay. I feel like it would be opposite that, but okay. It's like a chainsaw. We got 13 enemies. All right. There's me. Oh, look at that cool sword she has. She's gonna die here, isn't she? Fuck. All right. Oh, we got a bunch of guys. Holy crap. You've been ambushed. The battle begins. Start the battle. Kill them.
My place is at the fore.
He just runs right into the middle of battle. Holy shit. He cut that guy's head off.
Weapon at the ready.
Mort.
Glory of the Imperium.
Holy shit.
One fewer turn.
Ow, I just got like half damage. Fuck, that wasn't even fair. Use cover to avoid enemy attacks. Cover that a character can hide behind are marked with a shield. When standing close to them, the character will automatically take up an advantageous position. In this case, the chance that enemies' attacks will hit the cover and not the character behind them increases. The character will not receive a bonus if the attack from the side not protected. Okay, got it. Yeah, I need to take some cover. Holy crap. I can't even heal. I can't reach that far. What is my range on this? Oh, is it this red line? Okay. All right. Well, we'll buff Theodora. I can't command her. I can't command any of these people. I guess they're not like within my command. All right. I can shoot this guy.
It's as good as done. Who, if not me?
They hit their friend on accident. Harry. Ho ho ho! That guy just got frozen.
I took care of this one. To the heretics.
Dodge.
Chaos guides me.
Oh, these are chaos worshippers. Your character has received a temporary positive effect from an ally. Such effects enhance your character's capabilities in combat in some way. To learn more about the effect you have gained, hover your cursor over the effects icon next to the character's portrait. Fresh injury. An injury received from a trap or a sudden large amount of damage. If not removed with a medikit, it will turn into an old injury. Too many injuries reduce the character's resolve and causes traumas. Visit the void ship or use medikit to remove the injury. I can't do either of those things. Kill them. Plus 50 ballistic skill until the end of combat. Nice. I kind of wish I could swap these to different sides. I feel like I don't want to use these as frequently, but okay. All right. We already got. Oh, does he not have the arms anymore? Who did I give the arms to? Oh, he's already got it. No, I gave it to her. That's right. Okay, so let's give it to him this time.
I'll make it happen.
I wish I had a medkit. I can't really move to a better position, can I? There's this guy here. Can I hit him? That's half cover. I don't want that. We're just gonna take the shot. Hope. Missed.
Pain and duty go hand in hand. One fewer tongue. Stay vigilant.
Death to the weak. Chaos guides me.
Oh, here's my chance to shine. There's only one bad guy left. Here's my chance to shine.
On it.
Fuck, I missed. Alright, watch me die now. Yeah, I like this combat a lot.
Mort, take a team with you and clear a path to the transport line. Do not let a single whoreson survive.
Theodora waves her hand in a commanding gesture.
Didn't bat an eye when that scum burst onto the deck, huh? Not bad. I have seen many an officer who panicked at the sight of combat on the upper decks. The false sense of security offered by their position makes them that much more vulnerable to the harsh realities of warp travel.
The rogue trader turns her eyes to you. She looks at the Vox in her hand. All you can hear is lifeless static. What is happening? What are your orders?
From what we have seen, I can speculate that we are dealing with some variety of madness induced by warp travel. Such episodes are not uncommon among voidsmen who have found themselves outside the boundaries of real space, though such episodes seldom spill onto other decks.
I'm assuming voidsmen are people who live in the void. Also, I like how Abelard looks like he's gonna be this big motherfucker, but he speaks like a butler. He's cool. The Seneschal, I don't know what a Seneschal is in this universe, but the Seneschal is astonishingly calm for someone who just survived a sudden attack.
Oh, the casters are not working, or have been sabotaged. Either the warp is toying with us, or someone went to great lengths to cut the ship's communications. I will need a direct channel to the engine seer prime before I can get a sense of what we are up against. Whatever it may be, keep your weapons at the ready. I imagine it will be some time before we no longer need them.
All right, we need to contact Geordie down in engineering, a tech priest whose specialization is the maintenance and repair of sacred machines. I love that it's an engineer, but they're also mystical, so it's a seer, so it's an engine seer. It's so stupid that I love it. It's so dumb. How could there be armed people in the ranks of the crew who would dare to attack the Lord Captain? The incident with the rampaging servitors may be connected to what is transpiring now. What are your orders?
Possibly. Quite likely. We will investigate at a later time. Right now, we need to isolate the affected compartments and try to assess the situation.
Theodora winces and flicks the switch on her Vox a few times.
Trust me, this is hardly surprising for a crew of thousands. The lower decks are a fertile environment for discontent and heresy, no matter how one tries to incinerate any seed before it can take root. All it takes is a hint of warp influence to cloud the minds of normally obedient cattle.
This nice guy, this really nice guy, just referring to hundreds of people on a ship as cattle. The Seneschal gives you a gloomy look.
Sporadic riots on the lower decks never reach these compartments. No, the tumults of the rabble are always contained within their own territory. This is too well organized. It is spreading too rapidly.
She seems very paranoid and like falling apart already. I know that she probably has like a lot of experience with this kind of stuff, but I'm already like, everything she says, not getting that comlink to work, she's getting like more and more. It's a very good performance. Theodora's anger causes the Seneschal to shrink slightly. What are your orders, Lord Captain?
Mort has gone on ahead to clear a path for us. If you want to make yourself useful, go after him and see if the Arch-Militant requires aid. And be quick about it.
She breaks eye contact with you. Alright, I barely accomplished anything, but I fucking love this. This is incredible. This is incredible. I love this. I hope it is kind of hard. I want to get good at it. Alright, we're gonna make a save. And we're gonna play a whole bunch tomorrow. We're just gonna play a whole shit ton. I have to go to... His biography even puts him on the good guy moral axis. Yeah, we're gonna come back to this tomorrow. I do have a movie to go to probably tomorrow at some point. But yeah, we're gonna play this. I have a platforming game I want to play too, but I don't know when we're gonna get to that. It's Christmas themes, holidays themed, so I want to do it sooner than later. So we might do that a little bit too. But this, yeah, holy crap, I'm absolutely in love with this. It's so good. Depending on the build and what companions you take, the game can be super hard or pretty easy. Well, thank you so much for helping me. Really incredible game. Absolutely incredible. I can already just tell this is it feels like a polished XCOM with better lore, with more detailed lore. It's got it makes me want to play more Warhammer games. It makes me want to buy a miniature and paint it, you know? Like, this shit's so good. If anything, in the morning I would play the platformer, because, you know, kind of happy sunny morning. Grimdark is probably not great for morning. Yeah, it's 25 levels. It's an advent calendar. It's a game that's an advent calendar. You're supposed to play one game every day until Christmas. But yeah, maybe I'll just do like a couple of levels in that and then jump into Rogue Trader. Yeah, I'm loving it. I'm absolutely loving it. Like, I feel bad about Umineko, but like this, boom, it just clicks with me immediately. Not even a question. I love this. If you play a second of this game without me, I will cry. But I need you here, actually. All right. I will see